Picture this. You're dragging yourself through your 9-to-5 grind, stuck in traffic on the Hume Highway or sweating under fluorescent lights in some Sydney office while the clock ticks slower than a sloth on Valium. You glance at your bank account. $200 left after rent bills and that sneaky avo on toast you swore you'd skip this week. Meanwhile, some guy in a Bondi Beach penthouse is sipping martinis, popping MDMA, and watching his money multiply without lifting a finger. Sound familiar? That's the fantasy of passive income. And here's the brutal truth. Most Australians are locked out of that dream. Not because they're lazy, not because they're broke, but because no one ever handed them the damn playbook. Let's cut the fluff. According to the Australian Bureau of Statistics, the average Aussie household income in 2024 sits around $116,000 per year before taxes. Seems decent, right? Wrong. After the tax office takes its slice and you bleed cash for rent, hello, $600 per week in Melbourne or Sydney, utilities, groceries, and that car loan you thought was a smart idea, you're left gasping. The Reserve Bank of Australia says household debt is at a record 185% of income. That means for every dollar you earn, you owe nearly two. You're not just living paycheck to paycheck. You're drowning in a system built to keep you there. But here's the kicker. While you're sweating over the next electricity bill, Australia's wealthiest 1%, the ones with the millionaire mindset, aren't even flinching. They've cracked the code of passive income. Money that flows in while they sleep, travel, or binge-watch Netflix. We're talking rental property dividends, stock market gains, or side hustles that run on autopilot. The Australian taxation. Office reported that in 2023, the top 10% raked in over 45% of the country's capital gains. That's not luck. That's strategy. And guess what? You're not playing the game. Yet. So what's holding you back? It's not your job, not your postcode, not even your bank balance. It's that no one ever looked you in the eye and said, "Mate, you're one decision away from flipping your entire financial future." You've been fed the lie that wealth is for suits in Canberra or tech bros in Silicon Valley, not for battlers in Brisbane or single mums in Perth. But here's the truth. Passive income isn't a fairy tale. It's a system. And systems can be learned. Let's be real for a second. You've probably met someone who made it, right? Maybe a cousin who sold a house in Geelong and now rents it for $500 a week. Or a mate who threw 5Ks into the stock market and now collects dividends like clockwork. They're not financial wizards. They just learned what you never got taught. How to make money work for them, not the other way around. Meanwhile, you're still trading hours for dollars, waiting for the next pay raise to save you. Spoiler alert, it won't. ABS data shows wages grew just 2.1% in 2024, while the cost of living shot up 4.8%. You're running on a treadmill, but you're not going anywhere. Now let's crank up the urgency. Every day you sit idle, you're not just standing still, you're falling behind. Compound interest, the secret weapon of passive income, doesn't wait for excuses. Start at 25 with just 10K in a decent ETF. And at a 7% return, you'll have 149K by age 65. Start at 35, that drops to 76K. Time isn't just money, it's power. And the rich know this. That's why they start early, think long-term, and move strategically. Meanwhile, you're still Googling how to save money, while they're Googling best yachts under $10 million. This isn't to shame you, it's to wake you up. I get it. You're exhausted. You've got rent, maybe kids, and a boss who thinks overtime is your middle name. Passive income sounds like a luxury you can't afford. But what if I told you it's not about having money to burn? It's about starting with what you've got. The millionaire mindset isn't about a fat wallet. It's about a shift in how you think. It's the moment you stop saying one day and start saying day one. Here's the reality. You were raised to earn, spend, repeat. School didn't teach you about dividend stocks. Your parents didn't show you how to turn a side hustle into a money printer. And the government? They're too busy taxing your super to care. The result? You're stuck in survival mode while others build empires. In Australia, over 60% of people have less than $10,000 in savings, according to Finder's 2024 Consumer Sentiment Tracker. That's not just a statistic. That's a national emergency. And it's your emergency if you don't take action. But don't panic. This is where your journey begins. You're not alone. I'm here to walk with you, step by step. This isn't about get-rich-quick schemes or shady crypto scams. This is about real, proven strategies to build streams of income that don't shackle you to a desk. Think of it like planting a tree. Work now, enjoy the shade later. The pros didn't get there overnight, but they started, and so can you. So what's next? Stick around. In the next episodes, we're going to break down the exact strategies the wealthy use, from property moves to stock hacks to digital side hustles that any Aussie can start with a laptop and a cup of coffee. We'll dive into real numbers, real examples, and give you actionable steps designed for Australia in 2025. But it all starts with one thing: you saying yes to a new mindset. All right, mate, you're still here? Good on you. That means you're serious about ditching the paycheck prison and building something that pays you while you're smashing a cold one at the pub. Passive income isn't magic. It's maths, mindset, and a bit of mongrel to get started. So let's rip into the guts of it. Why the bloody hell aren't more Aussies doing this? And how do the pros make it look so easy? Spoiler alert, it's not rocket science, but it's not a free ride either. First, let's unpack the big lie you've been fed. Work hard, save up, retire at 65 with a comfy super. Sounds nice, right? Except it's rubbish. According to the Australian Superannuation Association, the average super balance for a 60-year-old in 2024 is $323,000. After tax and a modest lifestyle, let's say $50K a year, you're broke by 75. That's if you don't get slammed by a medical bill or a dodgy roof repair. Meanwhile, the pros? They're not banking on super. They're banking on assets, stuff that spits out cash without them clocking in. Think rental properties, dividend-paying shares, or even a website that sells surfboard wax while they're out surfing. Here's the stitch-up. Most Aussies reckon passive income is only for rich kids born with a silver spoon. Nah, that's a cop-out. Take Dave from Adelaide. True story. Bloke was a tradie, pulling 80 KOs a year, living in a rental with 2 kids. Sick of the grind, he saved 15K, bought a beat-up unit in Elizabeth for $250K in 2020, fixed it up, and now rents it out for $400 a week. That's 20K a year, minus rates and upkeep, say 5K. Net gain, 15K passive. He's no Elon Musk, but he's got a second income stream while still swinging a hammer. The point? He started with what he had, not with what he wished for. Now, let's talk numbers, because this isn't fairy dust. Say you throw 10K into an ASX-listed ETF like Vanguard's VDHG. Historically, it's averaged 7 to 8% annual returns over the past decade, including dividends. Reinvest those dividends, and in 10 years, that 10K turns into 21Ks, without you lifting a finger. Add $200 a month, less than your streaming subs and a few beers, and you're looking at 50K in a decade. That's $3,500 a year in dividends, passive as you like. The pros don't waste time with savings accounts earning 2%. They chase compound growth. You should too. But here's where it gets spicy. Why aren't you doing this already? Be honest. Is it the "I don't have enough cash" excuse? Or the classic "I'll stuff it up" fear? Fair go. Most Aussies feel the same. A 2024 Finder survey found 52% of us reckon investing is too risky, and 68% don't even know where to start. That's the gap the rich exploit. They've got the know-how, while you're still Googling, "Is Bitcoin a scam?" It's not. But don't throw your rent money at it either. Let's have a laugh. Ever met that mate who reckons he's investing by dumping $500 into the pokies every weekend? Yeah, that's not it. Passive income's not about gambling. It's about stacking the deck in your favor. The pros are playing chess while you're stuck on checkers. They're reading market reports. You're reading the Kohl's catalog for 2-for-1 deals. No shade, been there. But it's time to level up. So, how do they do it? 3 big moves. 1, they diversify. No millionaire has all their eggs in one basket. Think shares, property, maybe a side gig like an eBay store. 2, they leverage time. Start small, let it grow, and don't panic sell when the ASX dips. 3, they learn podcasts, books, even X threads from finance nerds. Knowledge is free, but you've got to grab it. Ever heard of the Barefoot Investor? Scott Pape's an Aussie legend. Start there if you're clueless. Here's a yarn to chew on. Met a Sheila named Jess at a Barbie in Brissy last year. She's 32, works retail, no fancy degree. Started a blog about camping gear in 2021, cost her $50 for the domain. Now it pulls 2 KIs a month in affiliate cash from BCF and Anaconda links. She writes 1 post a week, tops. That's passive income from a laptop in her lounge room. You don't need $1 million bucks. You need a bloody idea and some hustle. Now I want to hear from you. What's your story? Stuck in a job you hate? Got a bit of cash but no clue where to put it? Drop it below. Let's crack it open together. Ever tried something that flopped? Maybe you bought a dud share or rented to a tenant who trashed the joint? Spill it. Sharing's how we learn, and I reckon you've got a ripper tail in you. Oh, and if you're vibing this so far, chuck us a follow on the channel or wherever you're reading this. No pressure, but I'm dropping gold like this every week. Stuff that'll get you out of the rat race and into the good life. Think of it as your mate at the pub who actually knows what he's on about, not just blowing hot air. Righto, you've stuck with me this far, legend. Now it's time to stop dreaming and start doing. Passive income isn't some pie-in-the-sky fantasy. It's a toolbox, and I'm about to hand you the spanners. We're talking practical steps you can take today, tomorrow, or this weekend. No excuses. Whether you've got $500 or $50K, there's a play here for you. Plus, we'll dodge the dumb mistakes most Aussies make when they first dip their toes in. Let's build this brick by brick, Aussie style. Step 1. Start with what you've got. Shares made. Simple, you don't need a fat wallet to kick off, just a bit of guts. Shares are the easiest entry point for passive income thanks to dividends. Grab your phone, download an app like ComSec or Stake, both Aussie-friendly, and chuck $500 into an ETF. ASX's VDHG is a cracker, diversified, low fees, 0.27% a year, and it pays dividends quarterly. Last year, it averaged a 4% dividend yield. That's $20 a year on $500. Peanuts, sure, but add $50 a month, and in 5 years, you're at $3,800 with $150 annual passive income. Reinvest it and watch it snowball. Hack. Set up auto-invest so you don't chicken out when the market wobbles. Mistake to avoid. Don't YOLO your rent money into some random meme stock you saw on X. Diversify, or you'll be crying when it tanks. Step 2. Property. The Aussie dream, done smart rental income's the holy grail for passive cash, but you don't need $1 million bucks to start. Regional spots like Ballarat or Toowoomba have units under $300K. Say you snag one for $280K with a $56K deposit, 20%. Skip the mortgage insurance. Rent's $350 a week or $1,800 a year. Rates, insurance, and upkeep, call it $4,000. Net, $14,200 passive. Mortgage interest at 6% on 224K is $13,440, still cash flow positive by $760 a year, plus the property grows in value. Hack, use realestate.com.au to scout deals and get a buyer's agent if you're green. Worth the $5K fee to avoid a lemon. Mistake to avoid, don't buy in a ghost town with no tenants. Check rental vacancy rates on SQM Research. Under 2% is gold. Step 3. Digital hustle. Cash from your couch? No cash to invest? No worries. Use your brain. Start a side gig that scales. Example, Set up a print-on-demand store with Redbubble. Upload designs, think Aussie BBQ King tees, spend $0 up front and earn $5 per sale. Sell 10 a week? That's $2,600 a year passive after setup. Or try affiliate marketing. Blog about fishing rods, link to BCF, earn 5% per sale. One $200 rod sold? $10 in your pocket. Hack, use Canva, free, for designs and WordPress, about $50 a year, for your site. Post on X to drive traffic. Aussies love. A good yarn. Mistake to avoid. Don't spam crap products. Promote stuff you'd actually buy or your reps toast. Real numbers, real results, let's sim it. You're 30, got 5K saved. Split it. 2K in VDHG, 3K toward a 15K deposit. Save the rest over 6 months. Shares grow to $4,300 in 5 years with $100 yearly dividends. Property nets $1,000 a year after costs. Add a 1K digital gig. Total passive, $1,100 a year in 5 years. From a 5K start. Not millions, but it's a bloody foundation, and you're not broke anymore. Apps and tools you'll need investing. ComSec, $5 trades. Stake, free US shares. Raiz, micro investing from 5. Property, domain.com.au, price trends. Tenancy check, tenant vetting, 30 report. Digital, Shopify, 39 month. Gumroad, free to start, sell ebooks. Download one today. It takes 5 minutes. Transformation story. Meet Sarah from Tassie Sarah. 28, was a barista in Hobart earning 55Ks. Sick of renting, she saved 10K and bought a 200K unit in Launceston in 2022. Rents it for $300 a week, $1,600 a year, nets 11K after costs. Added 1K in ASX shares, now gets $50 dividends yearly. Total passive, $11,050 a year, half her old wage in just 2 years. She's quitting to travel Oz next year. Started with coffee tips, now she's laughing. You could be her, watch these. Traps debt overload. Don't borrow big unless the income covers it. Use a mortgage calculator. ANZ's is free. Tax screw-ups. Dividends and rent are taxable. Track it on ATO's MyGov or you'll cop a nasty bill. Impatience. Passive takes time. Sell early and you're back to square one. Your first move pick. 1. Invest $100 in shares. Scout a property site. Brainstorm a side gig, do it this week. Action beats intention every time. Can't decide? Open raise, chuck $50 in and watch it grow. Done. The pros don't wait for perfect, right? They start messy and tweak later. Well, mate, we've come to the end of this yarn, and what a ride it's been. You're still here, so I reckon there's a fire in your belly. A spark that says you're done with the same old grind and ready for something bigger. This isn't just about stacking cash. It's about rewriting your story, taking back control, and living life on your terms. The pros have been doing it for years, and now it's your turn to step up. So let's close this out with a bang and get you moving toward that passive income dream, Aussie style. Picture this. It's 2030 and you're kicking back somewhere unreal, maybe a deck overlooking the Great Ocean Road or a quiet bush block in Tassie. No 6 a.m. alarm, no inbox full of urgent emails. You roll over, check your phone, and see $600 hit your account. Rent from a unit in Cairns, a dividend from smart investing, maybe a few bucks from that side gig you started ages ago. You're not rolling in millions yet, but you're free. That's the magic of passive income. It's not about flashy cars or private jets. It's about time, choice, and peace of mind. Let's be real. Right now, that might feel a world away. Maybe you're flat out covering rent, juggling bills, or just trying to keep the kids fed. I get it. Life's a slog sometimes. But here's the truth. Every Aussie who's cracked, this game started somewhere. They weren't born with a silver spoon or some fat inheritance. They were tradies, retail workers, single parents, people just like you, who decided to stop waiting for someday and start building today. you've got the same shot. And it's closer than you think. Think about where this could take you. Imagine 5 years from now, a small share portfolio spitting out $200 a year, a rental property netting $8K after costs, a side hustle pulling in $3K. That's over $11K passive. Enough to cut a day off work, take the family to the Whit Sundays, or just breathe easier when the power bill lands. Stretch it to 10 years, it doubles. 20? You're the one calling the shots, not begging for overtime. That's not a pipe dream. That's what happens when you plant the seeds now and let time do its thing. The pros already know money's a tool, not the boss. They use it to buy freedom, time with mates, a surf at sunrise, a Barbie without checking the bank balance. You can do the same. But it takes a shift. No more, "I'll figure it out later." No more, "I don't have enough." Start where you stand. Got $50? That's enough to kick off with a micro-investing app. Got a weekend? Scout a property or sketch out a side hustle. The first step's the hardest, but also the cheapest and most powerful. Here's a story for you. Met a bloke named Mick at a pub in Darwin last year. Ex-truckie, in his 40s, no fancy degree. Saved $10K, bought a cabin in a caravan park for $150K in 2021. Rents it on Airbnb for $120 a night, averages 200 nights a year. That's 24Ks, minus 5Ks in costs, 19K passive. He's not rich, but he's cut his hours and goes fishing every arvo. Started with a beat-up truck and a dream. You don't need a fortune, you just need a start. Now let's cut the excuses. I'm too busy? Mate, the pros were busy too. They made time. I might stuff it up? Maybe. Mick's first guest trashed the place. Cost him 2Ks. He fixed it and kept going. I don't have cash? Rubbish. $20 in an app, a free blog, a weekend hustle, that costs effort, not fortune. The only thing stopping you is you, and you're better than that. So here's your nudge. Do something this week. Chuck $50 in Rise. Browse realestate.com.au. Brainstorm a side gig on a napkin. Tell me below what you're kicking off. I want to hear it. The pros don't wait for perfect. They start messy and tweak as they go. You're no different. Time's ticking, and every day you stall, you hand the rich another win. Don't let them have it. I'm not leaving you high and dry. This channel, or wherever you're reading this, is your wingman. More tips, more stories, more ways to turn your hustle into cash flow. Hit subscribe. It's free and it keeps you in the loop with stuff that can change your life. Share this with a mate who's stuck too. Let's get a crew of Aussies breaking free together. You're not just along for the ride, you're part of it. Now your turn. Did this spark something? Make you rethink your next move? Drop it below. Your plan, your worry, your first step. I read every comment. I'm rooting for you. This isn't fluff, it's a lifeline. Grab it. Final push. Subscribe, comment, share. If this lit a fire under you, spread it. Let's get more battlers off the grind and into the good life. Next drop's coming soon. More ways to make money your mate, not your master. You've got this. Let's bloody do it. Now I want to know, did this genuinely help you? Leave your thoughts below. If you want more financial game changers, subscribe now. We're in this together.